For decades, the idea of retirement in the United States was simple. You worked for a company, you stayed loyal, and when you retired, you received a steady pension check every month for the rest of your life. That was the promise of a defined benefit pension plan. But in the modern workplace, things have changed dramatically. Today, the 401k has replaced the pension for millions of American workers, and that shift has created both opportunities and challenges. So let's break down the real difference between a 401k and a defined benefit pension plan, and what it means for your retirement future. First, let's talk about the old-school pension plan, officially called a defined benefit plan. With this system, your employer promises to pay you a fixed amount every month when you retire. That amount is usually based on your years of service and your salary history. The best part? The risk is on the employer. They have to make sure there's enough money in the pension fund to pay you for the rest of your life, no matter how long you live. For workers, this provided a sense of financial security. You didn't have to worry about stock market crashes or investment mistakes. You knew the check would be there. But here's the problem. Pensions became very expensive for companies. People started living longer, healthcare costs went up, and many pension funds became underfunded. Employers realized they were carrying massive financial risks. As a result, private companies began phasing out pensions and shifting responsibility to workers. And that's where the 401k comes in. So what exactly is a 401k? A 401k is a retirement savings plan that allows employees to put aside part of their paycheck into an investment account, often with some matching contributions from the employer. The big difference here is control and responsibility. Instead of the company guaranteeing you a monthly payment for life, you are the one investing and managing your own retirement money. Your future depends on how much you save, how well your investments perform, and how disciplined you are over the years. At first glance, the 401k sounds like a great deal. You get tax advantages, your money can grow through investments, and in many cases, employers will match part of your contributions. But there's a catch. The risk is now on you, not the employer. If the market crashes right before you retire, your nest egg could shrink dramatically. If you don't save enough, you might struggle in retirement. And unlike pensions, most 401k plans don't guarantee income for life. You could actually run out of money. Now let's compare the two side by side. With a pension, the advantage is security. You know exactly how much you'll receive, and it will usually last for the rest of your life. The downside is flexibility. You typically can't take the money with you if you leave the job early and you don't control how it's invested. With a 401k, the advantage is flexibility and growth potential. You can take it with you when you change jobs. You can choose your investments, and if the market performs well, your account can grow much larger than a pension ever could. But the downside is uncertainty. There are no guarantees, and you carry all the risk. Here's the shocking truth. For most younger workers in America today, pensions are no longer an option. Unless you work in government, the military, or certain unionized jobs, the defined benefit pension plan has disappeared. That means the 401k is now the primary retirement tool for the majority of workers. But the scary reality is that many Americans are not saving enough. Studies show that nearly half of workers have less than $100,000 saved for retirement, which is nowhere near enough to support decades of living expenses. So what can you do to protect yourself in this new retirement landscape? The answer is to take your 401k seriously. Start contributing as early as possible and contribute as much as you can, at least enough to get the full employer match. Don't leave free money on the table. Diversify your investments, keep fees low, and avoid cashing out your account early. If possible, consider rolling your 401k into an IRA when you leave a job, so you have more control and more investment options. Another smart move is to think about creating your own pension-like income. You can do this by buying an annuity with part of your retirement savings, which guarantees monthly payments for life. While annuities aren't perfect, they can provide stability that a traditional 401k doesn't. At the end of the day, the shift from pensions to 401ks represents a massive change in how Americans retire. It has moved the responsibility from the employer to the worker. That's both empowering and dangerous. You now have the ability to build wealth and grow your retirement savings beyond what a pension might have offered, but you also carry the full risk of running out of money if you don't plan carefully. So here's the bottom line. A defined benefit pension offers security but little flexibility. A 401k offers flexibility and growth, but no guarantees. The best strategy for today's workers is to understand these trade-offs, take full advantage of your 401k, and create backup plans for guaranteed income. Because at the end of the day, the question isn't just whether you'll retire, it's whether you'll retire comfortably.